PaySabil is a platform. It's a tech platform that we develop to facilitate effortless giving of Sadaqah and Zakat through your mobile phone or through the website. The mobile application could be downloaded on Google Play Store. It's robust, it's secured, it's very strong, and it's user-friendly. It's very simple. Download the application on Google Play Store, or you can go online on paysabil.com to facilitate your Sadaqah. The app has a lot of wonderful features, like I mentioned earlier on. Apart from the ability to pay to your choice mosque or charity, you can also use the mosque navigation tool that will let you know all the mosques around you. Not only knowing on the mosques, you can also know through the app that this mosque has a Friday prayer, it's a Jumu'at mosque, and you can also know the time of the Jumu'at prayer. You can also know that whether this mosque has a female section or whether there's burial services in that mosque. So if you are, for instance, you are driving into a town with your wife and it's close to Friday prayer, you can use the PaySabil app to know all Friday prayer mosques closest to you, and if those mosques have sections for female, or they do not have sections for female, or if they do offer burial services, and so on and so forth. So it also has a reminder that you can set for other mundane, normal affairs. You can set a reminder for your meetings. You can set a reminder for your acts of ibadah. You want to do fasting on a Monday or on a Thursday. You want to give a particular sadaqah because of a particular incident. You want to visit somebody in the hospital. You want to, all your acts of ibadah, you can now itemize them on the PaySabil app, and it will send you a reminder to remind you of the existence and the time that you are supposed to do. It also has a statement that you can view all the donations made, so it's transparent to all that you've made. The donation that you made to a particular mosque is listed there for you. And there are also nuggets that we do send every Friday, quotes from the Hadith and the Quran, some verses of the Quran to motivate you, motivational quotes. So by and large, it's a platform that we hope that you install, you donate, and you share, because anything that you do, any interaction with the PaySabil platform, inshallah ta'ala may earn you a reward. When you share and then somebody uses the application to send sadaqah to a particular mosque, it is an act of ibadah. Inshallah ta'ala will be rewarded, because the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam mentioned to us in the meaning of what he said, that whoever initiates something good will get reward for whoever perpetuates on that good, something like that. So whatever you do with the PaySabil platform is an act of ibadah, and we hope and pray that this is something that Allah accepts from us and you, and then you share, you install, and you donate. The inspiration to develop PaySabil started as a result of my personal irritation visiting mosques, especially Friday mosques, and seeing the way things are done, and not being happy about the whole situation. So we decided to come up with a solution instead of complaining and allowing things to go on as it is. So we conducted a sort of a survey around experiences of worshippers around mosques and people that do donate to Islamic organizations. And we discovered some pain points, some very serious pain points. Number one, the evolution of cash. A lot of people do not have cash in their pockets now because of the proliferation of mobile and electronic channels of payment. So you find a worshipper in a mosque listening to a sermon, highly moved, wanting to give, but unfortunately he has an ATM card in his pocket. So that is a hindrance. Secondly, a lot of us, to be very frank, have contempt and suspect the cash-based system of not being transparent or straightforward, because of course we know it's very, very inflexible. You don't have the flexibility of maybe having 1,000 naira in your pocket and intending to give a sadaqah of, let's say, 500 naira. Some of us find it very, very difficult to bargain or to ask for change, in quotes. So they just simply walk away, and that's taking something away from the mosques. That's another pain point. Thirdly, you have to be physically present, because you can't donate from afar. And most of us are busy. I'm highly mobile these days. We travel all over the world. I could be in Lagos, and my favorite mosque would be in Maiduguri, and I want to send my sadaqah or my zakat to that particular mosque. With the current system, it's not possible. I have to be physically around the mosque to make that donation. And the closest I will have to do something like that is to call a friend or to send money to someone who will now go to the mosque and drop it in the box or in the bucket or in the drum, as it were, and then no receipt, no validation, nothing. So PaySabil is a platform for people that are highly mobile to facilitate that effortlessly. And of course, there's also the traps of shaitan. I mean, we all want to do things fi sabilillah. We want to give without show off, without that's riyah. And we know as Muslims, riyah is very, very serious. Whatever you're going to do, if you expect Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reward you, it has to be based on two things. It has to be based on ikhlas and mutaba'ah. You have to do it fi sabilillah, for the sake of Allah, and you have to do it according to the sunnah of the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So most times people feel when they are donating, Shaitan will just whisper something in your ears that maybe you are showing off and people are looking at you and so on and so forth. So for that regard, a lot of people prefer to just walk away, and it's taking something away from the mosques. And we feel also there's the current system is highly disenfranchising to especially our female folks, our mothers, our sisters that in some parts of the country do not have access to Friday prayers or our mosques. And if they want to make contribution, they want to make their voluntary donations, they don't have the opportunity to do that. So PaySabil gives that woman at home, that mother or that wife, that sister that is staying at home, from the comfort of her own living room, just swipe, click, and she sends her donation to her favorite mosque. So these are the issues that we discovered, and we thought as people that are in the technology sector, we should come up with something to positively disrupt this ecosystem by bringing an effortless mechanism whereby people could be matched with receivers. PaySabil is a platform that facilitates giving and receiving. So on every other platform, you have stakeholders in the platform. On PaySabil, we have the following stakeholders. We have the donors, which could be me or you and any other person that wants to give. And we have the receivers, that's secondly. Receivers are comprises of mosques and charity organizations. We also have what we call our PaySabil Partner networks. We call them the PPN. The PaySabil Partner network is comprises of young men and women that do go around to validate, to verify, and to present the PaySabil platform to mosques and charity organizations. And then lastly, we have the PVC, which is a Project Validation Council. This is a council that goes around to make sure that whatever has been donated or has been contributed or has been processed through on the PaySabil platform is judiciously invested as intended. So these are the stakeholders that we have on our platform. Our immediate objective is to create and sustain what we call valuable interactions among the stakeholders on the platform. Like I mentioned to you, we have the donor, we have the receivers, we have the partners, we have our Project Validation Council. So the whole objective for now is to facilitate valuable interactions. But valuable interaction in this context means the donor having the convenience, the comfort, and the anonymity to send Sadaqah or Zakat to verified and validated receivers. That's a valuable interaction to a donor. And like I said, each and every one of us is a potential donor. So as a donor, our objective is to give you that experience of having the effortless opportunity to send from wherever at any time. And on the receiver's part, the objective, the valuable interaction on the receiver's part is to allow them to leverage on technology to increase their collections through more windows or more options. PaySabil does not mean that the mosque or the charity organization will stop doing their normal collection drives of having the box or the drums or the traditional ways of collecting Sadaqah. They'll continue with doing that, but what we're trying to offer to organization is an opportunity to leverage, to kind of crowdsource, to open up more windows. So if you are in, let's say, Lagos or in Enugu, your mosque is in Abuja, and then you rely on the immediate community to get your Sadaqah. With PaySabil, you'll be on a platform that takes you global. You leverage on technology to boost your earnings. So it's like encouraging you to have more options of collections. So it's opening up more windows for you. And on the part of the partners, the young men and women that I mentioned that are part of our partner network. It's an opportunity for them for an empowerment, because they are placed on commission based on what their accounts that they are handling. So it's an empowerment and an employment drive to our young men and women. So PaySabil is creating an opportunity for them to have halal earnings as it is. And on the part of the PVC, that's the Project Validation Council, this platform gives them an opportunity to conduct oversight and ensure that the platform keeps to its vision of transparency and judicious utilization of all donations process. So this is the valuable interaction that that's our immediate objective to achieve now. There are many, but let's just settle on the following. I mean, we have so many. From what I've mentioned, I mean, I'm sure the listener or the viewer will understand that there are so many benefits to this, but let's just concentrate on the few. PaySabil gives you a convenient and transparent means to donate to mosques and charities. PaySabil also gives the donor a peace of mind now that you have verified and validated receivers on one platform, because most of us are looking for opportunities to give their sadaqah. Like we all know, sadaqah, giving fi sabilillah, is an act of ibadah to a Muslim. So most of us are looking for opportunity to give, but most times our problem is, okay, how am I sure that this thing is going to be judiciously utilized? With PaySabil, you can click on PaySabil, and if you're interested, for instance, you're interested in taking care of orphans or widows, or you're interested in empowerment of girl child, you're interested in building of construction of wells, or you're interested in just helping a mosque take care of his immediate needs of cleaning and all those things. So you're interested in sponsoring outreach and educational services by Islamic scholars. You can go on PaySabil, donate to your charity or your mosque of choice. So it gives that benefit, it gives you that, and it is validated, it has been checked, and it is easily monitored. With PaySabil on the app, you have your account statement. The receiver also has an account statement. There are SMS alerts going back and forth. Whatever you give, you get alerted. Whatever they receive, they get alerted, and so on and so forth. So it's easily monitored. And giving donations from anywhere and anytime. I mean, with PaySabil, like I mentioned, that woman that is staying at home listening to maybe Mufti Menk or Belal Phillips on TV and gets moved by a sermon, she can easily pick up her phone and then donate and make tawassul with that, and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to do something for her because of the sadaqah that she's given from anywhere and at any time. And it also gives you another benefit, is that anonymity. Most people don't want to be known when they're making sadaqah fi sabilillah, because like I said, the issue of ikhlas is very important. Most people want to do things fi sabilillah. So PaySabil gives you an opportunity to be anonymous, it's confidential. You pick up your phone, you send sadaqah, nobody knows who is responsible for that sadaqah. So it's so cool. It's simply between you and your creator. Also, PaySabil, one of the benefits is increasing the collection, like I mentioned earlier, increasing collection drives by our mosques and our charities. It gives them more option, it populates them, it makes them seen and known globally. So the partners identify and present to a mosque or a charity organization the whole concept of the PaySabil platform. Or another way of coming on board is for the charity organization or the mosques to go online, www.paysabil.com, to register their mosque or their charity organization, and then our operational department gets in touch with them. So after that registration, after that indication of interest, our operational department now gets in touch and verify their registration details. Like I said, for an organization to be registered, be it a mosque or a charity organization to be registered on PaySabil, it must be properly registered either through the CAC or the State Bureau or whatever regulatory measures that the government has taken in place to make sure that that organization is registered. So there has to be an indication of registration either through your certification, and then that organization must have a valid bank account in Nigeria with the name of the account matching the name of the registered organization. Then after this verification, we have our terms of service. It's exchange, whereby the receivers, mosques or charities, will go through the terms of service. Our operational people will explain to them, will explain to their committees, this is what it means, and this is what we expect from them, this is what they expect from us, blah blah blah. And then if they accept or reject, if they accept, we onboard them. If they accept, we move on. So after acceptance of our terms of service, then we onboard the organization or the mosques on the PaySabil platform. So this is the process. We have a mobile application and a web application. And like I said, the first leg is registration, getting on board, getting the mosque or the organization registered, accepting our terms of service, and then fulfilling our requirements of being registered and operating a bank account in Nigeria. Then the second leg is whereby the users now download our app now on the Google Play Store, or very soon on the App Store. You download the application, or you go online. Simple. The process of downloading the application is simple. And then when you download the app, you register as we all register apps. Then you can send, you go on, you view on the dashboard, you see send Sadaqah, view or add a mosque or select a mosque or charity, and you send this, you select your mosque of choice on the application, the state of choice, the mosque of choice, or the organization of choice, and then you send your Sadaqah right from your phone via the mobile app. Or you go online to paysabil.com, there's a donate button. The same process, the same experience is ensured. You click on the donate button, it takes you to states, because you may be particularly looking for a particular state, and then you select the state. Or in case of the charities, you may be interested in a particular areas of focus. You may be looking for a charity organization that is handling, like I said, orphans, or is helping widows, or is providing food and relief materials to IDPs and so on and so forth. So the areas of focus are there on the web, on the app, for you to select, and then you click, and it asks you how much you want to donate. And then you specify your amount, you send. It goes directly into the bank account of the organization you've chosen. The PaySabil Project Validation Council, or PVC as we call them, is an independent body consisting of community and thought leaders who check and validate all mosques and charities, ensuring that their processes conform to principles of transparency, good conduct, and it's in the best interest of the community, our country, and humanity in general. So our PVC at the moment is consisting of about 7 university professors. We have each geopolitical zone of the country has a university professor that is chairing the PVC of that zone, and with one in the FCT. So their job is to make sure that what our partners are doing in terms of validation and verifying and registration, they do background checks, and all the organizations registered on the platform must have agreed that our PVC has the mandate for oversight. Meaning, if we raise funds for a particular project or a particular charity, if that charity stated in its objectives that is in its areas of focus that it's sponsoring orphans, it's providing scholarship to orphans, our PVC, after registration, after onboarding, will definitely verify physically. They will go around to check that those projects exist, and we share it in our community, we share it on social media, we share it with donors, so that people know that what they are donating really gets implemented. So that's the job of the PVC, and that is what the PVC. So each head of the PVC in a particular area has a council within that particular area that will help in the platform in strengthening its objective. So that is what the Project Validation Council does. The PaySabil Partner network consists of independent volunteers who share the objectives of the PaySabil platform. These are young men and women that are mostly unemployed and are IT literate. So we decided to create a counterforce. Instead of our young men and women becoming agents for most of these gambling sites, which we know it's haram. So we wanted to create a counterforce by making sure that our unemployed young men and women have something to do. So the PaySabil Partner Network is a body of volunteers that go around to check, to give us like a survey of existing mosques in their communities, existing charities in their communities. They explain to the leadership of those mosques how to register. Sometimes they even help them to register, and then they explain what it entails. If they don't have proper registrations, they explain to them how to get properly registered. Go to the CAC or go to the State Bureau of Religious Affairs or whatever to do their registration. They help them in making sure that they conform and they stick to the PaySabil platform. After they've properly been onboarded and listed on the platform, those partners maintain relationship with the mosque or the charity organization. In case of any issue in terms of IT understanding, they explain to them how it works. If they are having issues regarding how to explain to their worshippers, they go there and explain, and so on and so forth. So they do the operational going around of the PaySabil platform, because even if we are an online platform, there has to be an offline leg that makes sure that people understand what we do, and the objective is properly entrenched in the community. So that is what the PPN does, the PaySabil Partner Network. They verify, they validate, they onboard, and they are assigned particular areas. They are like account officers. So you could have a partner in charge of, let's say, Abuja. If you are in charge of Abuja, meaning you are in charge of creating a system. Some of them even have downlines. They have other partners that they've created, their friends and families, to help them around, to go around to onboard mosques, to register mosques, and to explain to those mosques. So that is what, and they do tremendous work in terms of our operations. This is a very logical question. A lot of young men have been writing to us, how do I volunteer to become a PaySabil? And it's very simple. All you need to do is to go online to paysabil.com and complete and submit a form, a registration form, and our operational department will get in touch with you. But before you're really onboarded as a partner, we also have our checks. We check on your community, we check on your referees. You have to bring some referees and some grantors. We check on your character, and then we give you training, and then you are now onboarded. You are given an application that's partner enabled. Your application, it gives you the functions of registering mosques wherever you are. So that is how you become a PaySabil partner, and it's free. All you need to do from wherever you are in the country, just go to paysabil.com, click on be a partner, fill up the form there, submit, and the operations department will get in touch with you. This is another very important aspect of of the platform. We expect people, listeners, viewers, we expect people from wherever, mosque owners, committee members. We cannot be everywhere, so we expect people to go online. You can go online, paysabil.com, click on at a mosque or at a charity. If you have a charity organization that has the proper registration, if you have a mosque that you need to list on PaySabil, you really understand, you want to be part of the PaySabil network, it's free. It will forever, inshallah, be free. Just go online, click at your mosque, click at your charity, and our operations department will get in touch with you. And you can also do that as a donor, because on the application of the users, when you download our app, there's also a function. When you view on mosques, you click on view a mosque or view a charity, you see list of mosques in a particular state. At the end, at the tail end of the list, there is suggest a mosque or a charity for listing. So meaning, as a user, as a donor, you may have a particular mosque or a particular charity organization that you want the platform to be aware of. You can list, you can suggest that mosque for listing, write the name, the address, and if you have the contact number of the contact person of that organization, then you add it there. Our operational guys will get in touch. Meaning, the moment you submit that form, the PaySabil partner in the area of your choice. For instance, if you click on suggest a mosque for listing, and the mosque is in Oyo State, and you fill the details on your app and you submit, the partner in charge of Oyo State gets an alert that a submission has been made on his behalf, and he checks it up and he follows up. And so we expect people to help us on with suggestions. Those suggested mosques may not, some of them may not necessarily be registered or onboarded for the reasons that I've mentioned earlier. Maybe they may not be registered, they may not have a bank account, but at least it's worth the try, and then you, inshallah, you'll be rewarded, because if they get to be registered and someone send them Sadaqah through the PaySabil platform, inshallah ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward you, as long as they keep on getting Sadaqah through that mosque, because you are initiating something good. So that is how you can recommend a mosque or a charity organization to be listed on PaySabil. All donations go directly into the bank accounts of profiled mosques or charities. When you select a particular state or a particular mosque or a particular charity, and you send whatever amount you want to send, it hits their account directly. they get alerted that a donor has made a contribution of X amount through PaySabil, and you also get alerted by PaySabil, and of course you will definitely receive a debit alert from your bank, so it goes directly into their bank account. You can donate as much as you want, as many times as you want. There is no limit to how many times you can donate on PaySabil. We have to understand that Sadaqah is an act of ibadah, and it's something that Muslims, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned severally in the Quran, and the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam we have so many hadiths encouraging and joining us to give. Whoever gets. So, and Sadaqah is something that we want to do sometimes on behalf of our parents, sometimes on behalf of our late parents, sometimes because you have something, you have a particular need. There's a concept in Islam that is called tawassul. It's like you're holding on something, like, oh Allah, I've done this specifically because of you. And that's why we're saying that the PaySabil experience gives you that opportunity to maintain your ikhlas. You are doing it, nobody knows what you're doing. It's between you and your creator. Pick up your phone, send, and you can make tawassul. So there's no limit to how many times you can send. There's no limit to how many times you can send sadaqah. And each time you do it, gives you an opportunity to get closer to Allah. The answer is the minimum you can donate on the PaySabil platform, either web or app, or the mobile app, is 100 naira. Meaning you cannot donate anything less than 100 naira using the PaySabil mobile application. But there is no limit to how much you can donate. Of course, subject to the limit set by your bank. If your bank account has a limit, maybe that's the limit. But in terms of maximum, there's no maximum as far as we are concerned in PaySabil. You can donate as much as you want, and from anywhere and at any time. But the minimum is 100 naira. The minimum you can donate on PaySabil is 100 naira. Donation to a particular mosque, worst case scenario is 48 hours. Within 24 hours, they will get where hopefully they will get the credit alert. It will drop into their own account. But the moment you donate, they instantly get alerted through the PaySabil network. They receive an alert from PaySabil saying that a donor has made Sadaqah of X amount to your organization. And their banks too, the donor too gets an alert from PaySabil that your Sadaqah of so amount is successful, so that you know that the PaySabil system acknowledges, and your bank too will send you its credit alert. But it will hit the account of the receiver within 48 hours, inshallah ta'ala. When you download our app and you are making donations through the app to a mosque or a charity, there are three options, payment options. We have the USSD option. It's there clearly written. You can select to use the USSD, which we are all conversant with. It's very simple. You select your bank, and then you don't even have to put the USSD shortcut of your bank. The moment you select the bank, our system has already integrated that USSD of the bank on the application. You just pick the bank, click, and then it runs. It gives you what they normally give us when you type your stars, blah 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 star or hash. Then you put the amount and then you send. The second option is where you use your credit or your debit card. We call it fast checkout. That's where you save your card, you save the details of your card on the application. Like I said, it is secured. There's no need to panic. Whatever you're doing, you are saving it on your bank application. So when you save your card, meaning you don't want to be saving your card details all the time. Anytime that you want to donate, you don't have to save your details all over again. So that's the second option. You can use your card, and then you save the details of your card. So next time you want to send, you just click, automatically it deducts from your credit from your account. And the last option is where you don't want to save the details of your bank details. You don't want to use USSD, and you don't want to save the details of your card. So the third option is where we do what we call one-time checkout. So anytime you are using the one-time checkout, you have to put the details, you have to put your ATM card number, you have to put all the necessary security requirements, and then you send. So these are the three options that we have. At this regard, I have to explain that we are using very important partners, payment processing partners. We have a different payment processing partner for our USSD. We have a different payment processing partner for our cards, so that we have that flexibility. And they are all nationally accepted and secured partners. And Most people this is a very legitimate concern, but what we want to assure people is that yes, your account is not actually saved on the PaySabil application, but your bank application integrated through the PaySabil system. So what you are dealing with, when you want to send a donation to a particular mosque, you are dealing, it's a relationship between your bank account and the bank account of that organization, either a mosque or a charity. So whatever you're doing, it's like you are using your banking application and sending money to another account in another bank. So it's just the same situation. So whatever details you're using or you're dropping through the PaySabil app, it is not saved on the PaySabil app. It is just, PaySabil is just facilitating that interaction between your bank and the bank of the receiver. Your payment is secured because PaySabil uses top-tier security protection, and all your payment is processed via your bank. So whatever you see on the application, when you are sending money through PaySabil, it's like you are using your bank app to send money to another bank. So that top-tier security encryption is done on our own part, and then we are assuring you that you're also interacting the interaction is between your bank and the bank account of the receiver, and so there's no problem, there's no cause for concern. When you make a donation on the PaySabil platform, it is anonymous unless you request that the PaySabil platform indicates to your receiving bank the identity of the person paying. But what we intend to achieve here is confidentiality, because we believe a lot of people want to give and they want it to be left between them and their creator, because we know the challenges with physical giving. Sometimes you donate physically and then things follow up, and then and it may affect your class, and you don't want shaitan to use it as an opportunity to whisper something into your ear, so you prefer to do it anonymously. So unless the donor wants his identity to be revealed, our default is when you make a donation to a mosque or a charity, it's anonymous. The receiving mosque or charity gets an alert that a donor, without properly indicating. But if you insist that you want your name to be, the system has that flexibility. We can make the mosque understand or realize who is responsible for the donation. This is a very interesting question, and it's a very, very important one. And as I said earlier, our immediate objective is to create valuable interactions among stakeholders on the platform. And people that are conversant with how platforms operate know that most platforms do not start with profit sharing or monetization. You create a platform, you pool, you facilitate, you match interaction between stakeholders, and then later on, maybe you may be blessed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to monetize those interactions. But as for now, what we're doing is to make sure that we have a business model that creates sustainability. We don't want to be naive like most Muslim businesses, that we are going to do something fi sabilillah and then we are not going to sustain itself. It's good to do things fi sabilillah, but what we're doing right from the get-go, right from the beginning, is to ensure that we have a sustainable model, because our vision and our dream is to make sure that this business, this platform, this PaySabil platform outlive all of us. So in so doing, we've created modalities of sustainability whereby all the profile organizations and receivers, that's charities and mosques, must have agreed to a certain commission being deducted from source as platform management fee, and also to share amongst the partners, the stakeholders on the platform, those partners that are going around to validate, to do all those things. They are not going to be left alone to and work fi sabilillah. So they are also compensated, and currently it's something between the worst case scenario is that the receiver doesn't get anything less than 80% of the total donation made to that person, and the negligible percentage that is remaining is shared as platform management fee to take care of cost of operations, marketing, and so on, and then also to take care of the partners and the project validation council. So what I'm saying basically is that it is not a profit-making business at the moment, but of course our intention is to make it sustainable, and going forward, inshallah ta'ala, we'll see how it goes, and if opportunities come on, how we can monetize some of the opportunities on the platform, inshallah ta'ala, we'll do that. PaySabil has a strict routine of validating mosques and charities before listing on the platform. Like I mentioned earlier in the introduction, our operations team must meet with the mosques and charity leadership. They must meet with the mosques committee, discuss with them, explain to them, this is what the platform is all about. This is the objective of the platform. This is what we intend to offer as service. And we also share with them our terms of service. They must accept the terms of service. It's clearly stated in terms of the fee schedule, the commission system, how everything goes. It is clearly stated in the terms of service that receiver or mosque or charity organization must accept, and they must also sign our receivers agreement. Not only that, they must also bring a reference letter signed and stamped by their bank with their bank account and with the bank of account officer stamped. And then our project validation council will now validate, will go and do a background check on the existence of that bank account, whether it has a single signatory or whether it has a double signatory. There are issues that we don't tolerate. PaySabil will never register an organization with a personal bank account or an individual's bank account or a limited liability bank account. We don't do that. So we make sure that all these checks are done. Then we onboard the mosques. Those that do not meet up with our requirements are dropped, even if they have registered. In the past couple of weeks, 2 weeks now that we've launched, we've received almost about 700 registrations from organizations all over the country, but we've dropped almost about 50% before this same reason, because most of them are not registered, or those that have a name do not have a bank account in the name of that organization. So PaySabil as a platform does not accept onboarding of organizations, mosques or charities that do not have proper banking details as required. So this is a process of how we eliminate eligible ones and or ineligible organizations. This is very important because, like I explained to you, currently the PaySabil mobile application is available on Google Play Store, and we are still trying. We are waiting for Apple and the App Store to finish their review before we switch on. So people that have, for instance, iPhones do not have the app in the App Store. So in this regard, there's an option that we've created for them on our web service. You can go to paysabil.com. There's a donate button. It has the same experience. You click donate. It takes you to a particular state you are interested. You select the mosque or the charity organization. You can select the area of focus and you can donate online. And also for those that even have the Android phones but do not want to download the application. We are not saying you must download the application. At least you can just go to paysabil.com with your Android phone or through your laptop, the same way that you buy your airline tickets or you buy books online or you do whatever you do in e-commerce. It's the same experience. You can go to paysabil.com, click on the donate button and send. That is if you don't want to download the application. But at this junction, I have to explain to you, the application comes with some extra features. It's not just a payment application. It's not just the Sadaqah app. We have some added features on the app that gives a much more befitting, a complete experience. For instance, we have a very cool feature that's called Mosque navigation. On the app, we envisage a situation whereby you find yourself in a strange land. You've traveled out of the country. We've received reviews from Finland, from Scotland, from all over the world. People that are using that app. You find yourself in Ogomosho or in Enugu or in Meduguri, and you don't know your way to a particular mosque. You can click on Mosque navigation. It gives you real-time effect of where you are to the mosque closest to you through the Google map. And it can also lead you to those mosques. You can use the mosques as a navigation tool to lead you, go right, go left. So this is a cool feature that we think that it will help worshippers, because sometimes you find yourself in a hotel in a strange land. You want to go to the masjid during the Friday prayers, or you want to just go and pray in congregation and you don't know your ways around. So you can use the PaySabil app and it populates to you all the nearby mosques, and it even tells you that if you take a bike, this is how many minutes you are going to take. If you take a car, this is how long it's going to take you. If you walk, this is how long it's going to take you. The application has that feature. We also have a reminder. You can set up reminders. For instance, next week is going to be a period of Laylatul Qadr. You can set up a reminder that you want to donate X amount to XXXX charity organization or X mosque during Laylatul Qadr. You can set that in the reminder, and the PaySabil app will remind you. You can also set other reminders, some like you want to pray nawafil, you want to fast on a Monday and a Thursday, you want something, there's something that you want to do as an act of ibadah, you can set that reminder on the app and it will remind you. Lastly, there's also like I said, a statement for all the donations made. That you can view your statement, you can view the name, the time, the amount that you send, and of course we have what we call the nuggets, whereby you get weekly nuggets, quotes and verses of the Quran and hadiths to motivate you, to serve as motivation throughout the week. These are features that we've added as extra features on the application. It's not just about payment, but at least it keeps you within the ecosystem. You can call or text our customer support line 0810-708-0011. It's running on the screen, 0810-708-0011. Or you can follow us, follow us on all our social media handles. We are very, very active on social media. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at PaySabil App. It's running. You can also follow us on Twitter at PaySabil. On Facebook and Instagram is at PaySabil App. On Twitter is at PaySabil. Or you can visit 247. You can go online, paysabil.com, and you have all those details available. Thank you very much.